Shalom. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and salute to the hopeful elect. Pushing this word in truth and sincerity, hoping to receive mercy from Yahweh Bashem, Yahushai. Yahweh is the name of our Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God. Yahushai is the name of His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. The so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, and Latinos. We are the Israelites, as according to the prophecies of the Holy Scriptures. So this is the brother Shamar from the GMS Jamaica camp. Here to do a quick lesson on the topic that all brothers are looking out for, and that is Yahushua is coming back. You know, our brothers are looking out for the return of Yahushua. You know, the prophets of the Lord are looking out for the return of Yahweh Bashem Yahshai, as it is prophesied. You know, so I'm going to get a few precepts on Yahushua coming back and what he's coming back to do. You know, and I pray this lesson is edifying. So this is Revelation 18:1. And after these things, I saw another angel came down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. Right? And this angel is Yahushua. You know, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every false spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. You know, and Babylon the Great is America, or so-called America. That's Babylon the Great. And Babylon the Great is going to be destroyed, or America is going to be destroyed with thermonuclear fire, you know, from those ICBM missiles, and of course from the chariots as well, fire coming down from the chariots. And after America is destroyed, it's going to be of course the lake of fire, and it's not going to be inhabited by human beings anymore. It's going to be basically a desert. That's why it's going to be the whole of every false spirit and cage of every unclean bird, like desert creatures, reptiles, you know, scorpions, vultures. So it's going to be an uninhabitable land. For all nations are drunk of the wine of the wrath of fornication. The kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. You know, you've seen a lot of foreign countries are allied with America. America, you know, have given them democracy, you know, give them loans, trade agreements, and the like, you know, and the countries have waxed rich as a result. But they've also had to take on certain philosophies that the countries would normally push, like LGBTQ agendas, etc. So yeah, so what is Yahushua coming back to do? One of those things is to destroy America. Right? So let's get more on that. This is Isaiah 63:1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. And this is Yahushua. Edom is the land of Esau, you know, the so-called white man. So one of the key power points, or one of the thrones that Esau ruled from, it resides in America. You know, that power seat. So Edom, that Yahushua is coming from, is America, man. Dyed garments from Basra. Basra is also a chief city of the Edomites, and one of those chief cities of the Edomites, you know, is in America. So wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garment like him that treadeth in the wine fat? So that signified the blood that is going to be figuratively on Yahushua's garment, because Yahushua not going to get close enough to physically have blood on his garment. He's going to be in those chariots, right? But a lot of blood is going to be on Yahushua's hands, so to speak, you know, figuratively, because as it is written, the slain of the Lord shall be many. He's coming to do a lot of killing. Yahushua is coming back to a lot of our people. The Israelites are gonna go down as well. 2/3 in the land of America will not make it. However, he's coming to save 1/3 of our people and to put to death a lot of the heathens as well. It goes on to say, I've trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me, for I will tread them in mine anger and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. Right? And that seal it. Yahushua is coming back to get vengeance. A lot of vengeance. And the Edomites know what Yahushua is coming back to do, or those who are in the know, and they're gonna fight him. They're gonna fight a losing battle. This is 2 Esdras 13, verse 8. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. Right? So the military personnel, those that have signed those kind of agreements, to protect America, some of our people are caught up in that as well. A lot of them are Edomites as well. They're going to be afraid of me, when they see the mighty chariots with our Lord Yahushua coming forth from the clouds, from the sky. But they're going to have a fight. The Lord Yahushua Shemeshai going to put a spirit on them to fight, even though that same kind of spirit that was put on Pharaoh when Pharaoh saw these wonderful works going on and was in awe of them, but yet still pursued the Israelites. That's the same kind of spirit that the Lord going to have, on men in the last days, on the heathens and on the enemies of Yahushua. They're going to be afraid of the chariots, but they're still going to fight. So Yahushua coming back to do a lot of destruction, man. Isaiah 66, verse 16. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh, and the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshai. So that's a big part of what the Lord coming to do. Coming to destroy and to slay a lot of people, man. But the Lord is also coming back to save a remnant. So let's get the balance of it. Bear with me here. First Peter 4 and 18. Start at 17. For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of the Lord, of Yahweh Shem Yahshai. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be for them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh Shem Yahshai? Right, so judgment coming. I mean, nobody is exempt from judgment. The Lord is not a respecter of persons, and judgment begins with those who knows that they're Israelites, man. We've been going through it. We've been feeling a lot of judgment, and we'll feel more to come. Us men of the Lord, we go through it, man. Brothers going through it right now as we speak. But verse 18 says, and if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? So the righteous is going to be scarcely saved in that day, just in the nick of time. When it seems like all hope is lost, the Lord is going to extend that olive branch, is going to extend that salvation, and it's going to save brothers, right? It's going to save the elect. So Yahushua is coming back to do those two things. A lot of killing, a lot of destruction, of this wicked kingdom. He's also coming back to save a remnant as well. Certain prophecies have to come true first, have to come to pass in its fullness before the Lord can come true. before the Lord can come back. Right? No man knoweth the hour when the Lord shall return, but one thing is for sure, that the Lord Yahweh is coming back to do a lot of destruction and to save the remnant. So all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashim Yashai, Bashim Kodash, for giving me the spirit to do this lesson. Pray it was edifying, and shalom to the elect.